Hey everybody, I am John BenderWaffles Aljets, and today we are doing another episode of the long requested to bring back Critical Development. Now I know that it usually goes about a year in between episodes of this show, but I'm gonna try to do better and have episodes out more often. I will talk about that at the end of the episode, including information about my new Discord. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All three of these maps here were submitted to me on Twitter, so yeah, let's just get right to it. Okay, this first one here is from Professor Frankly, who made a route in the style of like a Pokemon game. In fact, I believe that is using the Generation 3 tile set. The overall layout of this route is actually really cool and something that you would see among a lot of sort of higher end Pokemon fan game creators. It plays with elevation really nicely. It's got routes that aren't all just straight lines. It looks good. It even plays with different styles of path tiles. As you'll see, at one point it transitions from the lighter yellow path to this like tannish brownish path, leading down to this nice little dock area that I think is a pretty cool touch. The only thing that immediately jumps out to me as wrong with this map is actually that one little tile during that transition that just kind of looks off. Seems to me like it was just an error in mapping and something that could be fixed really easily, but it's just a little weird. All in all though, solid map, and yeah, I don't have too many complaints. It just looks good. Excited to see more from Professor Frankly. All right, next up we have this map from Jeffrey Zajewski? Sure, let's go with that. Anyways, this is a nice little rural town, and I gotta say right out, I love it. To me, this feels like something that you would see in feudal Japan, which probably comes from the tile choices that were made here, specifically in regards to the sides of the buildings. I love his use of this multi-level sort of look to the buildings. You've got the lower sections and then you've got the upper sections that really just add a nice dynamic to the buildings and keep them all from looking, you know, samey. It's a really good use of shift mapping there. And then of course you got to talk about the sort of, fields and everything. That's just a nice little touch, and even the lovely mine area up there. My only small complaint is that I would like to see a little bit more variation in the trees, although again, that's just kind of a stylistic choice. Having all of the same tree next to each other really doesn't stand out to basically anybody but me, but it's still something to keep in mind. Also, the one tile wide path is kind of just a pet peeve of mine and something to avoid, at least in my opinion, but it still kind of looks nice. Overall, solid map, great details, really looks like a place that I want to run around in. So good job, Jeffrey, person whose last name I'm not going to try to pronounce again. And finally, we have this map submitted to me by David Wilkes. It's a world map, that's for sure. It's really not great, but also not terrible. It just kind of feels boring is my main issue with it. There's not really a lot going on, and while yeah, I know that obviously when you view a world map, you're not viewing it as zoomed out as this, but there's just so many open spaces that nothing about this really draws the eye or really makes me want to run around this world. On top of the fact that some of the elements of it, including most of the buildings, just kind of feel like they were placed at random. Like this weird villa over here, this doesn't seem like the right kind of building to be placed that close to water, on top of the fact that there doesn't really seem to be too much that's funneling the player to that point. World maps, more than any other kind of map, is the sort of map where you have to think about how are you getting your players to move to the places that you want them to go. Obviously, we don't want our maps to appear super linear, but there still needs to be some logic in where things are placed so that players can move to their certain locations in a timely fashion that fits what our plan for the game is. Now, looking at this map, I couldn't tell you which town is the starter town. I mean, it's probably this upper snowy area there if I had to venture a guess, but it just kind of seems random, like there's not a lot of a plan going on here. I know that I've been tearing into this map, which does actually kind of make me feel a little bad, but it's for the purposes of learning, which is why this is going to be the map that I'm going to recreate for this episode.
how we end up. Shades of blue and gray. I feel just like an empty bottle. My dreams are on delay. I just wanna climb on top of a hill and throw it all away, away. Take me far away before my mind spins off and I am all derailed, derailed. Just drive all the way to the rainbow's end. Just drive, and we'll never turn our backs again. So this is how we end up. The game is set to play. Every day remains the same now. One decision we obey. I just wanna climb on top of a hill and throw it all away, away. Take me far away before my mind spins off and I am all derailed, derailed. Just drive all the way to the rainbow's end. Just drive, and we'll never turn our backs again. Just drive. Just drive. Just
All right, I can just tell you right now that just by looking at these two maps side by side, you can probably already see the just difference in quality. And really what I didn't take that long. I mean, you can watch the timer in the corner of the screen during my speed development section and you can see it really wasn't that long. I am going to be reaching out to David about using my map as opposed to his. I tried my best to try to maintain some of the general placement while still sort of giving it a bit more logical reasoning for why things are the way they are. So David, if you're watching this video and you want to use my world map instead, feel free. I'll get in contact with you and we'll talk about exchanging maps. Anyways, guys and gals, that is it for this episode of Critical Development. Now, I told you that I was going to have a plan in place for getting out more episodes of Critical Development, and that actually has to do with the second part of what I wanted to talk to you about at the end of this video, which is my new Discord that I just started. Some of you have been requesting that I start a Discord, and I'm not really anybody who uses Discord, but I figured, you know what, I'll try it out. I'll start one up. There is a link below this video that will allow you to get to my Discord server where you can join in the discussion about videos that I've released, any sort of projects that you got going on, and there is a channel specifically for submitting your critical development maps. So you can go over there, you can submit them on that that Discord. You can still submit them via Twitter, but I'm going to be looking more towards Discord because it's just going to be a little bit easier for me to figure out who submitted in what order. So if you want to check that out, click the link down in the description, get over there, read the rules, figure out what you're allowed to do in the server and everything, and jump in there and chat with me about like stuff. And it doesn't have to be RPG Maker related. I like a lot of things. You know, I have a channel in there that's all about talking about movies. Movies are a big thing that I enjoy. I'm actually at a point where I kind of like them a little bit more than video games, but we'll ignore that. So anyways, guys, go down there, click the link, and while you're down there, leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of this episode, and if there's any ideas that you have for more sort of video things that you'd like to see. I'm at a point right now where I'm kind of open to a lot of suggestions from you guys. And also, while you're down there, why don't you click that like button? Let me know that this video made you all kinds of entertained and happy and stuff. And also subscribe to the channel for more content like this that I'm hoping to release in the near future. Thanks guys and gals for watching, and have a good one.